Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessica Flynn and I am the owner and maker of Flynn Sisters Boutique. And today we're gonna be doing my cozy sweater winter design. I originally had done this last year, and when I first did it, I did it like the hardest way possible with water slide and a handled mug. And it was super challenging. It did turn out really cute, but it was a lot of work. So in today's video, I'm gonna show you a much easier way with printed vinyl from the Vinyl Cottage shop, which I'll have linked and discounted down below if you guys wanna try it out. And I'm using a 17-ounce straight all-in-one from Craft Haven, which also makes this job much easier. And I think the results are just as cute. As always, we're gonna have almost all the products that you see in this video linked down in the description box. There might even be some discount codes for you there as well. And you guys, if you like this video, please be sure to give us a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit that bell button so you don't miss a video. We do upload every Wednesday and Saturday. That's enough chit chat for me. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, you guys, so we're gonna start with a fully prepped and sanded cup. For this one, I'm using a 17-ounce all-in-one straight from Craft Haven. And we're gonna be fully wrapping our cup with this beautiful cozy sweater vinyl that I got from the Vinyl Cottage shop. I'll have a link down below on where you can find this, along with a 10% off discount code. I'm going to start by trimming off all these white edges, and then I'm going to fold the paper backing of my vinyl back by just 1 inch. This is going to help stabilize our edge when we go to apply it straight to the side of our cup. Last week I showed you guys how to do just a strip along the bottom. The full wrap is a little tougher, but it's not that bad, especially when you have a totally straight cup. I've showed you guys before how to wrap slightly curved cups. I've showed you how to wrap a cup every which way with patterned vinyl. It's one of my favorite ways to decorate a cup, if you couldn't tell. And I know that sometimes it's a little tough, but you guys just practice. Use good cups that are straight. That makes this process so much easier, and keep that paper backing on for as long as possible. All right, and so once I get to the end here and I've got everything smoothed out as good as I can, I'm going to take my craft knife and go along that seam there. This is just the seam from the first edge of the vinyl to where it overlaps. And you're going to try and cut as straight as you can down that seam, or just a little bit over it, so that you get a small overlap from both edges, if that makes sense. I'm going to save the remnants from this vinyl because patterned vinyl is super expensive. So anyway, I'm just going to try to carefully pull this side off, and then I'm going to trim off that top part, and I'm going to save that as well. So you can't always save the top. Sometimes it's a little hard to trim that off and salvage it if it got all wrinkly or something. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take my craft knife and run it along that top edge as close to the edge as I can. You guys be careful, make sure your hand is out of the way so you don't accidentally cut yourself. And we're going to take off that piece there, and then I'm going to try and flatten it out. Before I put it back on that paper backing, I am going to wipe it off with a paper towel really quick to make sure there's no debris or glitter or anything. And I'm just going to put that there, smooth it out, and I can save it for another project. I really do try not to waste stuff, I swear. All right, so I'm going to set that aside, and then I'm going to just inspect that top edge there, trim off anything more if I need to. You want to try and get this as smooth as possible. And it helps to have a really sharp craft knife so you don't drag the vinyl at all while you're cutting. All right, and next I'm going to take my handy dandy trimmer here for the bottom. This is from wickedshimmer.com. I'll have a link for them down below. And this is just like a plastic piece with a razor attached, and I'm just running that along the bottom to get a nice clean trimmed edge on my vinyl. Totally optional for this step. You don't have to use one of those if you wanted to just run your blade around the bottom, that would be fine as well. But for those of you who are using rounded edge bottomed cups, this is going to help keep that bottom edge looking really clean. Now that I've got the top and the bottom trimmed up nicely, I'm going to go around all the sides of the cup, and if I see any little bubbles that I might have missed, I'm going to go over them with my craft knife and just poke a hole in them and smooth them out with my vinyl smoother tool. I don't know what that's called. And then I'm going to mask off the whole cup with saran wrap, and I'm only leaving that bottom like ½ inch or ¼ inch exposed. I think it's just like a ¼ inch there. So see that stainless steel part at the bottom? We're going to leave that exposed, and I'm going to mask off the rest of my cup with saran wrap. Next, I'm going to spray paint the bottom with this red color from Rust-Oleum. You want to spray paint the bottom to match whatever kind of color glitter you're going to be using for that glitter fade at the bottom. Okay, and then once that's dry, I'm just going to remove the saran wrap, and we're all ready to put glitter on, you guys. This is going to be such a quick and fun cup. All right, so I'm using less than 1 milliliter of epoxy, and I'm going to smooth that on super, super thin. I usually spread epoxy on for epoxy method glitter extra thin, but this time we're going to have to go even thinner. So we really want to take our time to get this as thinned out as possible. If you guys are having trouble with smoothing your epoxy onto your cups nicely, try to get them a little warm first with a small space heater or a blow dryer or something, just to warm them up, and that's going to help that epoxy glide on easier, and it's going to help you manage a thinner coat. For this particular design, I am not putting epoxy on the bottom of the cup because we're not going to have glitter on the bottom. I want to keep the bottom of the cup for this one just painted. So that makes it nice and easy. So I'm just avoiding the very bottom of the cup, and I'm not putting epoxy there. Next, we're going to put our glitter on, and I'm using a chunky metallic red from PT Olive Glitters. This is called Netflix and Chill. And I'm just tilting my cup up at a 45-degree angle, and with the lid still on, like I'm pouring the glitter through the little holes in the lid. Once I get a good fade established and where I want it to start and stop, I'm going to pour some glitter out, and using my fingers, I'm going to get full coverage around that bottom edge of the cup. So just 1 inch from the bottom, I'm going to have full coverage. Once I've got that all covered, I'm going to go back to the holes in the lid, and I'm going to shake out my ombre. For this design, since we're using just one single fade of a single chunky glitter, we're not going to pile it on. You don't want layers of glitter. We're not going to let it rip, okay? We're just going to very lightly sprinkle it on to create a nice subtle fade of the glitter down there at the bottom. If you have some glitter that came up to the top, you're just going to take your craft knife or something and pick out those rogue pieces of glitter, because we don't want it to go that high. I mean, maybe you do, but I didn't want to. So I just scooped them up and put them back where they belonged. And since we have such a super thin coat of glitter, you should not have any movement in your glitter after you apply it. So you really want to make sure that everything is where it's supposed to be. At the bottom, I'm using a stainless steel stir stick to remove some of those pieces off the edge as good as I can. And then I went in with a piece of parchment paper to kind of push them down. I really should have gloves on at this moment, but whatever. So I'm just using the parchment paper to clean that up. I don't want any glitter at all on the bottom of my cup. I suppose it would have been easier if I would have taped it off, but I didn't want to ruin that pretty paint because it was just like so perfect. So whatever, this is just how I did it. Got all those pieces of glitter off, and then I put my cup directly on the turner to dry. You do not want to put this on the rack to dry because your glitter will migrate down the side of the cup. You want to keep it moving on your turner to dry. Okay, normally I would just put my glittered cup on the rack to dry, but with this design, you want to put it on the turner. While the cup is turning, I put on a glove and I just kind of went around the bottom to push down any pieces really carefully. I made sure that bottom was still clean and that I didn't have any pieces of glitter poking around the corner of the cup. You're going to let that dry for 2 to 3 hours on the turner, and then I came back and put my first coat of epoxy on there. I let that dry for 4 to 6 hours, and then I applied a second coat and let the second coat dry for 8 to 12 hours before I went in with my sanding. For this particular kind of cup, I like to completely expose the metal around that sharp corner. Because it is a sharp corner, there's really no other way for me to get it totally smooth than to just completely sand down to the metal. And I actually don't mind the look for this type of cup. I'm going to epoxy over it anyway. And I think it just looks super clean. Like, you don't have to do it this way, but this is just how I like to handle the edge of this particular cup. If you had a rounded edge, obviously you would not want to sand all the way down to the metal, but I just think it looks really smart for this particular design and this kind of cup. So I'm going to get that cleaned up really nice. You want to make sure that you're not sanding too far down into your glitter. You also want to make sure that you have at least 2 coats of epoxy on before you move into this step. And you also want to make sure that that epoxy is totally dry. So it has to have been dried for at least 8 to 12 hours before you sand it, preferably 12 hours. So here I'm just going around that corner edge, getting that exposed line of metal nice and even and pretty. Any kind of pokey parts from the glitter that are sticking up, I'm going to sand those down as well. Again, remember not to sand down too much because you can sand the color off of your glitter, especially this chunky metallic glitter. If you sand down too far, it'll look silver. So be careful. Also, you don't want to sand down too far and scratch that beautiful vinyl. And then when I have the bottom rim all done up nicely and the sides are all sanded as well, I go around the top rim and sand down a fine line to the stainless steel as well. This fine line at the very top rim is what will establish our seal with our final coats. I'm using an 80 grit sanding block to do this. I'll have my favorite sanding blocks linked down in the description box if you want to try those out. And I just go around the top rim really quick, making sure everything's uniformly sanded so that I have that nice metal line up at the top. All right, so once I'm done with my sanding, I'm just going to wash my cup off with some dish soap and water, and I'm going to dry it off with some coffee filters. And then we're just going to apply our decal like I normally would. I will have a link down below on where you can find this super cute holiday cheer cup file, and I will also have a link and a discount code for that beautiful red metallic adhesive vinyl. I absolutely love it. It's from the Vinyl People, and they are wonderful. So once I get my vinyl decal on there, we've got some finishing tips that I want to show you guys. It's going to be really helpful when you're dealing with chunky metallic glitter, or almost any metallic glitter, I guess. Doesn't just have to be chunky. Okay, so down here around the bottom, you see where I sanded down a little too far over my glitter and it turned silver in some spots. I'm not talking about the silver rim that I left because I do want that, but some parts on the glitter where I sanded down a little too far and it turned silver. I'm taking a red Sharpie marker and I'm just coloring over those silver spots, and you'd never know. Turns out beautifully. Once I've got all that glitter touched up, I'm going to use matte clear acrylic Mod Podge spray to seal up the Sharpie, and then I'm also going to use the same spray over my vinyl decal. This is a great alternative to polyacrylic or quick coat, and it's going to seal up that metallic vinyl decal just as well. All right, and then once that dried, it only took about 15 minutes to dry, I applied my final coats of epoxy and we were done. So that's it for this tutorial. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments. Thank you so much for watching my video, and we will see you soon. If you love this video, you could check out our last video here. Also be sure to find us on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and of course subscribe for all our new videos that come out every Wednesday and Saturday. Thanks so much for watching. See you soon.